Hey friends, how are you? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. I have been nervous all week long in doing this. I don't know why. I just feel more comfortable, I guess, doing a video than a live stream because, you get to see all the bloopers and everything. But I'm so happy you're here. Rosie is joining us now, as you can see. I have to put my glasses on because I cannot see any of your comments if I don't have my glasses on, okay? Oh my goodness. Look at all everyone's here. I had told my kids, please be there because, oh, look, Sam's here. I'm doggy sitting this weekend. I told my kids to please be online because I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up. At least I'd have them. But I don't even see them on here. I don't know. Hi, Luna. How are you? Vicky, Maggie May, Lena Deschens, Sheila, Rhonda from Niagara Falls, New York. Put down in there where you're all from. Victoria from Las Vegas. Vicky from Elmira, New York. Oh my gosh. Carol, excuse me, from Ohio. Love Ohio. My ex-husband's from Ohio. Anna, Cactus Caffeine, hi, Anna in Las Vegas. Congratulations to you. If you haven't checked out Anna Cactus Caffeine, she was selected. What was it, Anna? Put on the comments here exactly what it was. Up-and-coming YouTuber, I think, in Nevada. Really great honor. Congratulations. Loca, California. Luna, you're in Oregon. Maggie May, Missouri. Beautiful Missouri. Oh, my gosh. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys, for spending your Saturday afternoon with me to talk a little bit about plants. I don't know how long this is going to go. I figured maybe half an hour, 45 minutes or so. But I have some propagations here that I want to show you how they're doing. And one propagation that is in soil already that I'm really happy that she's getting a new leaf. So I'll be showing you that. Beverly in Washington. EVTD from Wisconsin. And Lynn, hello Lynn, my dear friend Lynn, such a great supporter. You're from Virginia. Beautiful. Went to Norfolk, Virginia one time. Really nice area. Really nice. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. So let's get into the propagations and let me show you what I've got going on over here under the grow lights. Now, you guys probably know that I had gotten a string of dolphins, and in transporting and putting it up and everything, some of the stems broke off. And that's one of the things that, happens with a string of dolphins is that the stems break off so easily. But luckily, they're very easy to propagate. And I think I may have a couple of ones. See, they have a few little roots there, but I've got a couple in here that are also even propagating this teeny tiny one. Everybody counts, So they do propagate well, and they do get, I'll have to fix that later. They kind of fall into the water. I don't want them to rot. So they do propagate well. So if it does break off, don't worry. Just put them in some water. They'll propagate. You can put them in a whole new pot or add them to the one that they fell out of. Let's see. Pamela from Maryland. And Lynn, so Norfolk's an hour away from you. Oh, that's wonderful. Susan from Long Island. Marianne from Florida. I love Florida. My daughter and I and her husband, my daughter and I 2 years ago, we went to Tampa area to check it out. Loved it, especially the area between Tampa and Orlando. And I really would like to move there, to be honest with you. But, life happens. She ended up falling in love and getting married and everything. So those plans, they may still happen. I think they will, but who knows? Let's see. Babette from Portsmouth, Virginia. Lexus Rose, hi. How are you? I am trying out this new live stream, StreamYard, so I can put up some of your comments on here. And you see, even up there, let me see, it's backwards. Even up here, I've got my little logo, Plant Whisperer. Marianne, you live in Tampa. I loved Tampa. We stayed just a little bit north of Tampa. Forget the name of the town, but it was more suburbs up there. But we did go to St. Petersburg and stuff, so it was really, really beautiful up there. Caramel, how do you get your stems so thick? Are you talking about the string of dolphins? They came that way, to be honest with you. It came this way from the nursery that I got them at. So hopefully they will continue to be like that. I don't know. We'll see. Dolores from San Jose, California. I was raised in Southern California. Don't know if you guys know that. In the San Gabriel Valley, El Monte, Alhambra, Pasadena area. So I know a little bit about Southern Cali. I want to go there on a plant buying trip. I was thinking November, but I don't know if I can pull it off in November. I might have to wait till after the holidays in January. But I want to go over there in some nurseries that actually Sharina, my gal Sharina, has gone to, and I really like to go to Mickey's Plants and a couple of other nurseries that she's gone to. So I'll keep you posted on that. So let me give you another showing here. This is some more cuttings that I got from my good friend Yuko. She has a YouTube channel, Yuko's Garden, and she's in South Dakota, I believe. Such a wonderful lady, so generous. And she sent me, I had a bipennifolium horse's head cutting that she had sent me last November. Wasn't doing too good. She saw that it wasn't doing well, and she sent me some more cuttings. Look at this. It's even growing some more. Oh, God. And here, look at these roots. Isn't that great? I'm using a webcam, so it doesn't really have a, what do you call it, zoom. I'll have to figure out how to use my Canon, but right now I'm just using a webcam. So this one is doing great. It's getting a new leaf up here. I'm going to leave it in here because one of them has really good roots and the other one doesn't just yet. So once they both have really good roots, the original one that she sent me is still hanging in there. It's not giving up. So once these are ready, I'm going to put them all together to make a little bit more fuller plant. And I think that they'll look really nice. But I'm really, really happy with that one. It's doing wonderful. Victoria, I'm a Cali girl too, born in Long Beach. Yes. Went to the Long Beach Aquarium there not a couple of years ago with my daughter. And beautiful aquarium that they have there. Let's see, Christian, what are some of your problematic plants at the moment? Well, let me show you, Christian. Funny you should ask that question. You're this guy. This is my Maranta, my green Maranta. And I cut the burnt parts. And I got this 2-inch potted green Maranta back in November from Hertz Gardens. And it was doing okay. And then all of a sudden it wasn't doing okay. So the roots rotted. So I took it out and I took a cutting and I saw that there was a node there. And look at this. I don't want to get water on my laptop here, but look at those roots. Hold on a second. I've got a napkin here. And it's got a growth point right there in the center. It's got another growth point right here. And a growth point right here and one right here. So that's 4 growth points since it's been in the water. It's been in the water 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I want to say. Look at those roots. I do, it's ready to be potted. I haven't yet because I don't have any small 4-inch pots. I guess I could put it in a plastic nursery type pot, but I'd like to actually put it in its more forever pot as opposed to putting in a temporary one and stuff. So, and so far it's doing happy here, you know, as far as, let's see, as far as it growing and new growth points and beautiful roots. So, you know, I'm happy with it. But yeah, the Maranta is, that one's been a problem for me. Some of the other ones that were a problem and are no more because they are no longer here are the Calatheas. I had spider mite issues with them and I just could not, you know, get rid of it. So, you know, no more Calatheas. Let's see, Lynn has a question. Any ideas why my sansevieria all of a sudden has a blade that fell over? The sansevieria, if you saw my last Shop With Me video, I was at Whitfield Nurseries here in Gilbert, Arizona, and I had mislabeled a sansevieria. I thought it was a Bantel Sensation, and you guys were so kind into sharing with me that's actually a sansevieria. And I noticed that all of the pots they had there had leaves that were bent over and flopping over. And I think, Lynn, that is the natural nature, I guess, of the plant, what it does. As long as the base of where the leaf is isn't mushy or it looks like it's falling off, any type of rot or molding or anything like that, it's okay. I even have some sansevieria laurentii that, you know, the blades, the leaf kind of flop over. I think after they get to a certain point, they may do that. But I think the sansevieria is more known to do that. If you guys have experience with that, let's give Lynn some help on that. But I think that's what it may be, Lynn. Let's see, Versa from Houston. Oh, Marloco from Monterey Park next to Alhambra. Yes. Oh, Monterey Park. Let's see. Oh, Pamela Crotons, what are your thoughts about this plant? I have one, but it's hard to find info on the care. Crotons are wonderful in Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, high humidity areas. If you guys don't follow already, Peggy, well, she used to be Peggy's Tropical Garden, but now I think she's Peggy's Plants. She's in South Florida, and she has some beautiful crotons. She loves crotons. And they do so well outside for her because of the humidity level there. I had a croton once, and I couldn't keep it alive because, one, I couldn't keep I was at the other apartment. I didn't have the right light because it needs bright light. And I didn't have enough humidity. So if you have bright light, an area with very bright, perhaps indirect light, morning light, and then high humidity, I think that will be good, even in some more arid areas. But if you're in an area where there's lots of humidity, like Florida, you know, I remember when we took the trip to Florida, we went to Animal Kingdom, and they had the hugest croton I've ever seen in a pot. It was fantastic, and it was just out in the open, you know, and growing wonderful. So I don't know. Plant Lastica Jamaica, yes, girl, right. Thank you for joining, and you were early. I saw your comment really early, so thank you. Tracy from Kentucky. Let's see, Dorothy Myers from Houston. I found a huge whale's fin. So happy. Good for you. You know, I've seen that they're becoming more common. It's almost taking the path of the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, where, you know, it was uncommon or rare or hard to find, and all of a sudden, you know, and the Birkins too, they're on the market, and more nurseries are getting them, more local nurseries. I know Plant Stand, I'm going there Tuesday. So if any of you local folk are on here, I'm going there Tuesday to check them out. They have been getting whale fins in and doing some really great specials on them, like $19.95 for one 6-inch. I don't know if Eddie's going to be running that special next week when I'm there, but I know that he's been getting some. So those have becoming, thankfully, much more accessible and easier to find. And I think the prices are coming down. Some of them are still, the prices are still a little bit up there, but I think that the prices will be coming down, just like, the Birkins and the Rhaphidophora and stuff. But the whale fin is on my wish list. But I do have a subscriber that is sending me a little baby pup that she is taking off of her whale fin. She's sending that to me next week, and I'm so sorry. For the life of me, I can't remember her name right now, but I'm thankful to her. She sent me a little baby whale fin also. So I'm really happy about that because that is on my wish list. Now I want to share with you this plant. Oh. I don't know if some of you guys remember this Monstera Deliciosa leaf. And this leaf here is a cutting from my mom's plant that she's had, I want to say, God, my kids were little, and I remember that plant being out front 25, 30 years since she's been living in that house. So the plant had gotten a little bit leggy and haggard and stuff, and she kind of chopped it up, and she gave me this leaf potted in soil to root in soil. And I was a little bit, I don't know, that's not usually the way I do it, but okay. So I brought it home and I left it in the soil for a while, and I noticed that it was starting to get yellow and the leaf was starting to look bad. So I took it out, and it was getting rot. There were no roots forming and all, and the stem at the bottom was rot. Thankfully, the cutting was long as far as the number of nodes that were on there. So I cut the rotted part off, and I put the rest of it in water propagation. And it started shooting off roots like crazy. And it was in water propagation probably about 3 weeks, maybe 4, and it gave off wonderful root system. I've had it in this for 2 weeks in this chunky mix. And look at that. Look at that baby right there. I knew she was pregnant because I could feel that there was a leaf in there, and it wouldn't come out and it wouldn't come out. Finally, when I repotted her, it sprouted out. Isn't that wonderful? Now it's a little small. Yes, it's a little small, but I'm hoping that, as it grows more, it will get a little bit bigger. I have it over here, right next to the humidifier, right next to a grow light. And I'm so happy that this plant, this cutting survived because, it's special. My mom gave it to me. It's a very, very old mother plant. And I just love that type of tradition of, carrying on and passing on plants, to your children and stuff. And I want to tell you a little story. Speaking of this, let me put her away. The other day, my son contacted me and said, what are you doing about 2:45, 3 o'clock? I want to come by. I'm like, well, I'll probably be waking up from my nap, but what's going on? And he wanted to come over and see if I had any extra plants that he could take home to his wife. I was like, really? Oh my God, that's so wonderful. Yes, come. So he came over and we spent some time together, which is always wonderful. I love seeing my mijo. And I actually gave him the Adansonii that was up here. You guys remember the cuttings I had with the Adansonii? I gave him that, and a sansevieria and an extra Brazil that I had, so that he took those home to his wife. So I thought that was just the sweetest thing, instead of taking her flowers, he took her plants. So I thought that was so cute. Anyways, that's just a mom moment. Excuse me a second. Okay. Let's see, Lynn, do I grow anything in LECA? I don't. I have seen so many videos on LECA. I know Not Dude Adam, Not Dude, and BD's Plants, they do LECA. Lesia's plants. She has all her Hoyas in Leca. I'm just a little weary. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to start a new type of substrate because I'm already doing, you know, the aeroid mix and the succulent mix, and I'm doing those myself. And so I don't know if I want to do the leca and then having to rinse them and all of that. But I see that that people love it. I just don't think it's something for me. I'm not knocking it at all by any means. I think it's a wonderful way to grow your plants, but I don't think it's something for me and, you know, in my lifestyle. So I don't know if that answers your question. Let's see, Luna, I bought 2 mini monsteras on sale today for $11, both 4-inch pot. Any care tips? I'm assuming that says. Well, check the soil to see if it's fast draining. You want to make sure that it's a fast draining soil and a nice chunky mix. They love bright light, not direct. Don't give them direct sunlight, but some bright indirect light will be wonderful. And I water mine when it's pretty much dry. I don't water like every 7 days or every 10 days. I water, go around with a water meter. Let me see, I have it right here. Go around with my moisture meter, you know, moisture meter in one hand, can in the other, and I'll pop it into like about 3 different places and then water. And that's the best way that I can tell you. Make sure also that you clean the leaves at least once a month. Wipe them down with a wet cloth. I use a cloth that's been wet with a mixture of just water and lemon juice, and just wipe it down. That keeps the leaves nice and clean, and they're able to really, you know, photosynthesize and absorb that sun or that bright light. So those are my care tips, and good luck. That's a good deal. That's a real good deal. Carol, your preference, cool or warm humidifier? I do a warm, not super warm, not super humid, but I do a warm humidifier for my plants. Now, if I were sleeping or something, I would probably like a cool humidifier for my, you know, sinuses or whatever. But as far as for my plants, I do the warm humidifier. So let me know down in the comments below, friends, and we can help Carol out here. You know, what do you prefer, warm or cool? You know, humidifiers are so wonderful now. You can choose whether it's cool or warm. You can add essential oils to them. I am using right now the Elicombs humidifier. I was using the Lavoit, and I love the Lavoit, but here's why I switched. And it's not because the Lavoit is a bad humidifier. It works wonderfully. You know, it put off a lot of mist, and actually I had it in the living room, and it covered the area, the living room area, wonderfully. The only reason I switched was because the tank, the way you have to put water into it, was too hard for me. Well, first of all, you have to take it out, and then there's a cap on it that's about this big, and it's suction, and I couldn't get the cap off. I had such a hard time. When my son-in-law and daughter were living here, I would ask him to take it off sometimes. Sometimes I couldn't get it off, so I would go without using the humidifier. Because of my diabetes and such, I've lost a lot of feeling and strength in my hands, so I couldn't get the cap off, and it was just, you know, my hands would hurt afterwards. So when Ella Combs contacted me, that was the first question, you know, how do you get the water into it? Because if it's a cap, forget it. It's a top filling one, so I just put some filtered water into my pitcher and pour it in there. I don't have to take out a tank and take it to the sink or anything like that. And this is not an ad, by the way. Not sponsored or anything like that. But I'm just letting you know if you have issues with your hands as far as the Lavalier and getting that that cap off. And Elaine agrees. Yes, the cap is hard to open. Thank you. I thought I was the only one. But the Elicombs, their newer model, it's top pour. So it's super easy to get water into it. And that's really the only reason that I switched over to the Elicombs from the Lavalier. The Lavalier works fine. It's just, for me, it was just physically hard to get it off. Oh, Fabiola's in Scottsdale. You're not far from me at all. Yes, welcome. And Vicky, very great supporter. Love Vicky. Do you always add amendments to your soil? I do. I've been using for the aeroid mix, and I have to get, when I go to see plants, I have to pick up some more. The Fox Farm, it's not Ocean Breeze, Ocean Forest. I always want to call it Ocean Breeze. The Ocean Forest. And that one does come with a lot of amendments in it, because before I discovered the Ocean Forest, I was using the cocoa coir brick that I would break up, the orchid bark, perlite or pumice, and then I had worm castings, or have worm castings I throw in there. But the Ocean Forest does have a lot of those amendments already in there, plus more stuff like bat guano, like, bat poop. So bat guano in it, and that already has it in there. But if I am mixing my own, I do add worm castings. The other thing I've started adding is the Tank's green stuff super mix fertilizer. I have it in a little cup here, and it's just I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, I'm going to get it all over the place. It's just a little, it looks like soil, but it's actually fertilizer. And I have a link to it. But I've been putting some of that into my mix. And I talked to the gentleman that owns the company, and he suggested, well, really the way that it's supposed to be used is that you put some on the top of the soil of your pot, and it tells you on the bag how much depending on the size of the pot, and you kind of mix it into the top, and then when you water those amendments, it's all organic, wonderful amendments. I don't know exactly all of them, but it's really great stuff. And you know what? I have noticed that my foliage plants out in the living room have started to put off more growth. Now, one of them, I think that I may have put a little bit too much in, because I did notice just a tiny bit of browning on the tip of the leaf. So I do need to be careful how much I put in. And that is stuff that you can put in once a month. Just add it to, like fertilizer. Like if you were using a concentrated liquid fertilizer, you can put that in there too. Oh, Vicky says that, Victoria rather says that she wears gloves to get the cap off. I believe that. So Marloka, do you think having the AC all day is bad for the plants? I don't think so. I do. I'm in Phoenix, so I have the AC on, and I actually also run in the living room where I have a lot of plants. I run not only the AC, I set it like at, 77 or so. I run it a little bit high just because the cost of electricity, but I run the ceiling fan pretty much all day because I'm out there pretty much all day. So I will run the ceiling fan all day, and that is circulation out there. It hasn't hurt the plants at all. I do think that if you're running a humidifier, I know this has happened to me when I was running the humidifier in the living room and I didn't have the fan on or anything, and I would come home and it would look so steamy and smoky, almost like walking into a smoky bar or something, because it was just so smoky. So I think that running some type of fan will kind of circulate that moisture and then humidity, so it doesn't get all steamy like that. But I run the AC and the ceiling fan pretty much all day. I don't know if you can hear Rosie barking at something. Oh, Vicky, you're using the Fox's Happy Frog. You know, I was like on the fence between the two. You know, I know a lot of people use the Happy Frog. I like the Ocean Forest because it just seems a little bit chunkier to me. I do even add some orchid bark to mine because I just like my aeroid mix a little bit chunkier. And Maggie, you love Fox Farm too? Yeah, I love them too. They're more than obviously Miracle Grow or Spoma, although Spoma is organic. But I love them. They are wonderful. Oh, Elaine, you're fantastic, Carmen. I love your gem. Oh, thank you, Miha. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, the Fox Farm is wonderful, and I love their emblem and their packaging and the look of it and everything. So you know, it's a wonderful packaging, and it's wonderful inside, the ingredients inside. It's all organic. Now they don't have a succulent mix, and I was asking actually Eddie over at Plantston about that. They don't have a succulent mix, so that's a bummer. But you all know that I've been using the Tank's Green Stuff organic succulent mix. Tank's Green Stuff. If you watch Becca de la Plants, she did a series with Shoda, the owner there, and talking about soil mix and everything. And I'm going to be going down to Tucson here soon once the weather gets better, and I'm visiting a couple nurseries down there and visiting their plant also. But I love their Tank's Green Stuff succulent mix. I've actually moved my Hoyas, the few Hoyas that I have. I'm talking like I have a huge Hoya collection. I don't, but the few Hoyas that I have, I've moved into that mix because it's nice and chunky and it holds just enough moisture in there. And they seem to be loving it really, because the mixture that I was using for the Hoyas previously was basically the Miracle-Gro succulent mix, orchid bark, and some perlite. So it was almost like the same thing, succulent mix. So let's see. Lynn, is there a difference between a single prong and double prong moisture meter? Yeah. The single prong is just for moisture. The other prong is, this one checks for light and pH, which I don't use really. I thought I would, and I didn't. The double prong is just moisture meters that check for light. So you would just move the little knob over to light. And I don't think it works because I put it almost in front of the grow light, and it's, you know, doesn't even say like real light. It's almost like just above dark. So I don't think it works. But so I just use it for moisture. And I do think the single prong one is like $2 or $3 less. Got it at through Amazon. Single one I think is like $8. That one's like $11. So I do think that they are a little bit less, but that's the only difference. Like I said, I don't think mine works, but so I just use it for the moisture on it. Okay. I do have a couple, well, 33 minutes I've been yapping here. Oh my goodness. Oh, Dorothy, is fish emulsion good for all houseplants? I've never, okay, disclaimer, I've never used fish emulsion. What I've heard, it is good, but I've also heard that it stinks. So I think even if you dilute it and use it as a fertilizer inside, there's still a little bit of a fishy smell from what I've heard. I think probably if you use it outside for your patio plants, maybe that won't be so bad because, you know, it's outside in the air and everything. But for inside, I don't know, unless you don't mind the smell of fish, it is good for it. Maggie, yours doesn't work for the light either. Oh, I thought it was me, but when I held it up in front of the grow light and it didn't hardly move, I was like, I think I've been had here. Anyways, I was going to say that I do have a couple of announcements for my channel. Let me take these off. One is that very soon, next month, October, I'll be getting a P.O. box because I'm starting to get a lot of things in the mail from wonderful subscribers and also from companies and things like that. And a lot of times, you know, I may not feel comfortable giving out my home address. So I think it would just be best if I got a P.O. box. So I'm looking into that. If anybody has a P.O. box, I'm looking at obviously either getting it at the post office, but I know that like UPS stores and some mail center stores have P.O. boxes there. You know, I haven't gone to those UPS stores to see how much they are. So maybe, you know, I'll get one there. But if you have one, you know, what's the difference? You like one more than the other? So I don't know. The second thing is, if you've been watching a couple of my videos, at least this week so far, you may have noticed that down on the right, and it's backwards, the camera, the right here, there's a button that says join. And that is memberships to my channel that have become active. YouTube has granted me access to this, and I thought about it long and hard about, you know, if I was going to make those available to you guys or not. But I do want to say first and foremost that this will not change any of my uploading schedule for you guys. Normally it's Wednesday and Saturday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. So that's going to continue. I'm going to continue doing hauls, shop with me's, things like that. Maybe, you know, this seems to be going okay, I'll throw in a live stream. But if you would like to support my channel a little bit more, and you know, I would be humbled and honored at that. It's not a requirement by any means to be a supporter of my channel, but if you'd like to go and support just a little bit more, there's 2 tiers there. You can click on the button. There's a little video I did explaining what those 2 tiers are, and it's a monthly payment that goes through YouTube. They take their little chunk and then send the rest to me. So that is a way of supporting my channel and helping me buy more plants and buy better equipment to do live streams and things like that, and be able to travel to, you know, nurseries and do shop with me's and all of that. Like I said, it's absolutely not a requirement. I am so honored of all of you being here and first of all, subscribing to my channel and coming and watching my videos and showing the support that you have already shown for me. I'm, you know, honored at that. So if you want to do that, feel free. But I thank you either way. Okay, so that was just the only 2 announcements that I had. Okay. Oh, Dorothy, Carmen, what fertilizer do you recommend to use? I have been using, as far as liquid concentrate, I have been using the Miracle-Gro, but I wasn't getting really good results, and I've just been hearing so many different things about Miracle-Gro right now that I really want to start going over to the more organic way. I know Espoma does have a good organic fertilizer concentrate that you can put in water. I know Laura from Garden Answer uses all of their products, and she really loves them. I've used it just once. It's fine. But I have been using more lately the Tanks green stuff, the little, you know, granule one that I mix. So I've been using that one. But if you don't want to use the granule ones, as far as liquid concentrate, I would recommend Espoma. I have not tried the Fox Farm. If you guys, if anybody has tried the Fox Farm fertilizers, oh, I forgot my words, the Fox Farm fertilizers, I know they have different kinds as far as even for blooming plants, things like that. I have not used any of them. So if anybody can recommend any of those to Dorothy, that would be wonderful. But, you know, that's what I would recommend. The Espoma is definitely easy to find. big box stores have them, and it's organic. But right now, I've been using the Tank's Green Stuff Super Mix Fertilizer granules. Okay. Marloka says, yes, do more live streams. Well, I just may. Okay. Let's see. Natural Gown, I love how we educate one another. Yes, you know, and Natural Girl, that is exactly what I want this community to be. I don't know everything. God knows I don't know everything. I, learn from other YouTubers and other plant parents on here, learn from nursery people, trial and error, and we share that. If I get a label wrong, an ID wrong on a plant, please let me know. And that's why I ask you guys, what has worked for you guys? Share it in the comments, and we can help each other out and, learn from one another. Maria, they're on their way. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Sorry. Beverly Smith. Beverly, I love that name. That's a beautiful name. Tank Green Stuff ship. Yes, they are on Amazon. So they do ship. So you can get them through there. I potted my lucky bamboo and so after watching video. Yes, you know what? That is my most popular video on my channel. I did that almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And wow, did she change from light green to a darker green within the days. Yeah, the lucky bamboo, which is originally a Dracaena, is a plant that is found in the understory of forests, rainforests. So it doesn't get a whole lot of light, but it does require some dappled light, and it's in soil. It's not in water. So, so I'm glad that worked. The one that I planted in soil, I did lose a couple of stalks, but for the most part, there are still alive. I'd like to get some more to kind of fill the pot out a little bit more, but I like having it in soil. I think that it reduces, the water goopiness and having to change the water out and having fungus gnats and things like that. Let's see. So Maria, you must be the one, they're on their way. You must be the gal that is sending me the, sorry, I forgot your name because I don't think your name matches your email address. That's why. Send me the baby welfare. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. Maureen, hi, welcome. Cacti on White. I know you're in Texas. Sharing is caring. Yes, absolutely. Maggie, how are you liking that Housebreite grow bow? I bought the warm colored one, but haven't used it much yet. I have the white, the brighter white one, and I like it. The Sansi that I've had for a long time is over here, and that one is a warmer color, but I do like the Housebreite white one. I have it up high on top of a shelving and kind of pointing down, and it's kind of covering a lot of plants. They're doing good. I mean, the ambient light reaches a lot of the plants underneath it. So I like it so far. I do think I'm going to have to get something like a clip-on type of light to put over here to cover some of the lower shelf plants. So, but I do like the Housebreite one. Okay, let's see. Another Fabiola, do you have any tips for propagations that are not rooting but putting out new leaf growth? I have a pink aglaonema that has been in water for months now. Good question. I mean, obviously it's not dead if it's putting out new growth. I would try maybe, and friends, put down here what you would do, but you can leave it in water for a little while longer and see if something develops. You can try switching the water to, if you're using regular tap water, use filtered water. I know that some individuals add a little bit of liquid fertilizer to the water, like liquid dirt or something like that. You can add that, or you can put it in some soil and see if it roots in soil, you know, and just keep an eye on it. But yeah, I mean, having it in soil forever probably wouldn't, is not good for it. So, Angelica, do you bottom water your plants? Not all of them. I actually only have a few that I bottom water, and they're smaller 2-inch plants that I have right in front of my window here that are actually in a tray because I don't have enough little saucers to put on them to catch the water. So I put them on a tray, and I kind of put water in the tray, and they suck up the water. But I do know that a lot of people bottom water for a few reasons. One, some plants really should bottom water because they don't like their leaves getting wet or anything like that. But it reduces the fungus gnats, and I've noticed I'm starting to get a few more fungus gnats. So I'm going to have to do something about that. I may have to make a video about that. But it does reduce the fungus gnats. But I top water all of my plants. You know, I have the regular pitcher, and I do have this little guy here where I use it a lot on my smaller 2-inch or 4-inch pots because, you know, the pitcher, sometimes the water just gushes all the way out. So I'll use that little guy, you know, to concentrate the water a little bit more. So, but I do top water. Cacti on White, you're in Texas and it's getting cool here, dreading the upcoming overwintering process. Yeah. I know you guys that live in the cooler areas, sorry, in the cooler areas of the country, you're getting ready for starting to process your plants into inside and stuff. And I'm getting ready to put mine outside here in Phoenix because, you know, I know if you watch my channel, you know that we had a heck of a summer here. It's actually recorded. It's the hottest summer that we've had here in Phoenix since they've started recording temperatures, I guess. So that's what, 100 years or so. It was, I lost a lot of plants out there. So I'm really looking forward to the cooler months of October. It really starts to cool down and getting some plants outside. So, but I know you guys are starting your overwintering and bringing them inside. It's funny how that works. And I know our Southern Hemisphere people are in winter right now. So you guys are looking forward to some spring. That's wonderful. Let's see, sorry about that. It says, Carmen, hi, why do philodendrons sometimes get stuck? Oh, do you mean like the opening of the new leaf? You know, it's funny you should say that because I have a birkin that got stuck, and actually the little leaf inside got stuck and it like died. So I had to pull it out. It came right out because it was dead. And then I have a royal queen that's kind of trying to get out. I'm not sure why that happens. I'm thinking it may be a light issue because I did move the Birkins. In the area it was in my bedroom. I don't think it was getting enough light, and I moved it in front of my patio door. And I think it's getting better light there. And the second leaf that was starting to come out is starting to come out. So it may be a light issue that you may be having. I don't know. Oh, yes. Cacti and White, me too on the fungus gnats. Elaine, you live in Canada and you're dreading the winter. I can only imagine. Yeah, it gets cold there. Nicole, yeah, climate change. Yeah, it could very well be. In Buffalo, New York, Rhonda, dreading the snow coming. Yeah. I've never lived anywhere where it snows. You know, I was born on Cuba, a tropical island, and then I was raised in Los Angeles, so I've never lived anywhere where it snows. I've visited and been in the snow, obviously, but I've never lived anywhere where it snows, so I can't even imagine how that would be for you. I mean, having to get up and, you know, your car is like underneath 10 feet of snow. Okay, so I think we're going to get ready to wrap things up, friends, because my throat is getting very dry. But I had so much fun. I really had so much fun. I was so worried about this and, you know, what would happen. would anybody show up? But I really had some fun. I think I'll bring some throat lozenges next time. But yeah, I may do this on a monthly basis, you know, or I think I may try like Sharina. I know she does a lot of, when she's out shopping, kind of spontaneous type of live. So, you know, I may give that a try. I'm not a real techie person by any means. I'm really old school. So it takes me a little while to get on the technical bus. But I had a lot of fun with you guys. I thank you so much for all your comments and all your support. You know, that means just so much to me. It really does. So thanks so much. And I will let you know the next time that I have a live stream coming. My next video will be the Shop with Me at Plant Stand of Arizona. And after that, probably the big haul that I'll do. I have a feeling it's going to be a big haul. And so that I'm going there Tuesday. So if any of you local gals or guys are in the area, I don't know exactly what time, probably midday around noon. I'll probably post it on Instagram, but I will be there on Tuesday if you want to do a little shopping together. Okay. Thanks so much, friends. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful weekend and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.